Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore.
Thanks very much. And welcome once again to another week of To Tell the Truth. We have something rather remarkable behind us here, something we really don't need in New York today. We have a homemade flood. In back of us, we have 1.5 tons of water inside of a vertical thing, which is 7 feet high. Now, our first contestant says that he's going to come out and get completely manacled, hand and foot and across the chest, immersed upside down in the water, and before your very eyes, make an escape from all of the manacles and the chains. That's what he's saying. And we'll have to find out. But before we do that, let's say hello to our panel here on To Tell the Truth.
Peggy Cash. Bill Cullen. Kitty Carlisle. And Tom Kennedy.
Hey, how nice to see everybody.
Hello there, dear.
And we've got good news for our audience. In our revolving panel chair this morning, we have the star of It's Your Bet, Mr. Tom Kennedy.
Hooray! Thank you, John. Where? I don't know.
And may I say that, Tom, that you'll never know how comfortable it makes me feel to look down that panel desk and know that there are two of the best MCs in the business.
Kitty and Peggy.
Peggy and Kitty.
Boy, they are the tops.
You two guys are all right, but the girls are the ones I stick with.
Yes.
Tom, we'll have time to chat more tomorrow, but right now we got to get to work and meet our escape artist.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Norman Bigelow.
Number two.
My name is Norman Bigelow.
Number three.
My name is Norman Bigelow.
And now let's listen to the strenuous saga of Norman Bigelow. Goes as follows. I, Norman Bigelow, am known professionally as the Escape King. I did my first big stunt at the age of 8 when I successfully escaped from the bottom of a lake while being handcuffed and enclosed in a burlap bag. Since that time, I have made a 60-foot leap into a river after being shackled and chained by the police. I have been locked into trunks and suspended 80 feet in the air, wrapped in chains, handcuffs, and a straitjacket. Therefore, it's not surprising I consider myself the reincarnation of the great Houdini. In a few moments, when my true identity is revealed, I will attempt to escape from chains and harnesses while suspended upside down in a 360-gallon tank of water that you see here on our stage. Signed, Norman Bigelow. And Norman, while you sit over there and get yourself ready, we'll rush off to the bank and make a buck or two. Now, we have over here 3 mysterious gentlemen, and they all say that they are Norman Bigelow escape artists. And we'll start the questioning with Kitty.
Thank you. Number one, do you come from a family of escape artists?
No, I do not.
Well, number two, who on earth put you in a burlap bag at the bottom of a lake at age 8?
Yeah.
That was actually the first professional escape I'd ever done. It was done by the park authority.
But who did this to you?
The police.
Why?
I was challenged to do it.
Oh, number three, you have to explain that. The police don't generally go around putting 8-year-old children in bags at the bottom of lakes.
Oh, I don't know.
Handcuffed.
Well, actually, I started at 6 and getting involved in this, and by the time I was 8, I already had asked to do this act.
Thank you. Number one, who...
You thought perhaps it was his parents?
Yes.
Is that what you were getting at?
Yes.
Let's go to Tom Kennedy.
Number two. How long are you going to take in this attempt in this vertical thing that Gary described?
As fast as I can.
Number one, how many seconds will that take?
I have no idea. It depends on what I run into.
And number three, in that burlap bag incident when you were number 8, when you finally get the cuffs off, what do? Just rip the bag open or what?
Yes, that's right. Rip the bag open and get some breath.
What are some of the other secrets?
And that buzzer cut you off, Tom. We're going to go down to Peggy.
Oh, me, huh?
Yeah,
oh,
hey, you.
Number 2, do you use grease on your body so you can slip out of the chains faster?
No.
Oh, okay. Number 3, what did your mother think of this line of work you took up at the age of 8 when the cops threw you into the lake?
Very scared.
Well, I mean, number 1, had you sort of showed them that you would be good at this sort of work? I mean, I think they had a nerve to do that, frankly.
I had proven before the age of 8 what I could do. They didn't like it, though.
Number 1, you said if there were unless you ran into something in there, what could you possibly run into? Is there an octopus in there or what?
Lord gracious.
To get out of that thing. You said depending on what you run
Excuse
into.
me. Yes. The unexpected happens sometimes.
Say that
And finally, Bill Cullen.
I'll stick with number 1 about the unexpected. How long can you hold your breath, sir?
Well, I've held it over 3 minutes when I had to.
And number 3, then if it takes over 3 minutes, you're in trouble in there, is that right?
I don't come out.
Well, now there's an axe. There's a fire axe there.
I'll get it.
Number 2, I'll direct this to you. In case you run into trouble and you want to be saved, does someone break the glass with that fire axe?
That's right, yes.
And 360 gallons of water comes cascading over the stage.
Bring out your bathing suit.
You know, an act like this can ruin my shoes. I don't care about all this.
You're out of your tree.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that does it for us, friends. It's voting time. You got to mark your ballot, Tom and Kitty and Bill and Peggy, while we take a look at number 1 and at number 2 and at number 3. And the penalties, of course, are that we pay $50 for each vote that goes wrong. We pay $500 if all the votes are incorrect, and Kitty Carlisle starts.
I voted for number 1 because his hair's all slicked down, as if he's been in the water a lot.
Well, that's conceivable. Let's go to Tom Kennedy.
I went with number 1 also, Gary, because number 1, he has a very affirmative approach. He said his folks were scared but used to it, and he believed in it.
Okay, and Peggy.
Well, number 2 has the wet hair, that seems to me. And also, he has the burning eyes of a fanatical escape artist. So I voted for him.
Whatever that is. All right, and we're going to go to Bill Cullen.
Gee, I feel like we're sliding number 3. Your hair is lovely, number 3. You have that dry protein look, which is all in today. But number 2 looks to me like he just got out of the tank. That tank, I mean. And for that reason, I voted too also, for number 1.
Well, Peggy's out there all by herself with number 2. Everybody else is on number 1. The votes are all in. Will the real Norman Bigelow please stand up? There he is. Oh. Almost a clean sweep. Well, Norman, we've been talking about this. Now I'm afraid you're going to have to go do it. So if you go and strip down to your trunks and get ready, we'll find out about your friends. Number 2, sir, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Charles Anatra. I do market research for the Cullen Research Company.
Nice to have you here. And number 3 with the beautiful hair, no votes. What is your real name? What do you do?
My name is Bruce Berlin, and I'm a real estate broker for Douglas Elliman and Company.
Okay, the time has come now for me to go up and see how Norman's going to do this thing, and I hope I don't have to use the axe. Now, Norman is out here, and his assistants, and we're going to start to do this thing. You're going to have to take my word for it, friends. I'm going to be the assistant. And, you know, I don't lie to you because there's no future in that. What do you want me to do, friend?
I want you to pull the chains across my wrist as tight
Across
as
the top
possible.
wrist?
Top of the wrist.
How tight?
As tight as you want. Make sure I don't
I
get
hate
out.
this. Okay.
And now,
That's a Yale lock. Okay, that's tight, yeah.
behind my back.
Both? Oh, boy. And we got a steel bar in between here. And this one tight? You sure tight, huh?
Real tight.
Okay. Yeah. And another lock, I heard it click. Okay, that's fine. Now what?
Pull the chains between my arms.
Pull the chains between your arms. Let's turn you around front here. All right? And what do I do after I got them through your arms?
Pull them tight.
Pull them tight. Cross your chest?
Lock it.
All right. We put... Oh, boy. This is the first National City Bank lock. I wish you could see this thing. That thing in there, complete with key. That's on there. Now what? Another strap. Where does that strap go?
Right around my arms.
Oh, that goes around your arms?
And buckle that tight.
You sure you got the axe handy, fellas? Here we go. Tight.
That's terrible.
Don't forget the earplugs.
Circulation.
Here we go. Okay, you're in. And, buddy, I mean you're in. Now what?
Open it.
What about his wife?
Crank it up, he says, and we go up. We're going to have to just get the mic in the picture because there's no way of not getting the mic in the picture. Goes up the ladder, and over the top of this 360-gallon tank of water, there is a little board for him to sit on until such time as he apparently gets his feet up through 2 loops in the top.
Oh, my feet.
All right, he puts his loops through his feet. See, Tom, I'm real good at this. He puts his feet through the loops. And now I assume, what, more chains? Now chains are going around the ankle. Anybody got a straw? I have a feeling we're going to need it here. He's got the chains around the ankles, around the arms, across the chest, up through the legs. And now what do we do?
Would you hold the rope, please?
I hold the rope, yeah. Hey, Chuck, you want to come over here and hold the rope on the counter? I'm busy with my mouth. Okay. Hold the rope, and you hoist up. Keep the rope taut. And when we get him high, we remove the board, give the board to me. We take the board off, and now he's getting ready. All right, he's going to take a big breath. And there he goes, filling his lungs full of air.
Down.
Down. And so far, he's at 10 seconds under there, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and already the manacles on his hands are half off. He's having a little trouble. He's got those free. Now the legs are free. Don't ask me what happened. I don't know what happened. Now he gets the chain off from around his neck, and chains from around his feet, gets out, gets the chain off from around his chest and around his neck, and in 45 seconds... very much. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, number 3, very much for being with us on To Tell the Truth. How about that? That's one of the soggiest acts I ever shook hands with.
I was going to say. Great rehearsal. Now let's do it. And
now I tell you what, in a moment we're going to meet a charming young lady who is a living example of divorce Italian style. But first, let's have a commercial or two. And now let us meet, as I said a moment ago, a charming young lady who is a living example of divorce Italian style.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Luciana Paluzzi.
Number 2.
My name is Luciana Paluzzi.
Number 3.
My name is Luciana Paluzzi.
And here is the story of Luciana Paluzzi. It says, oh, don't move, ladies. We want to look at your pretty faces. Stay right where you are. It says here, I, Luciana Paluzzi, am an Italian film and television actress. I have appeared in such films as Return to Peyton Place, as a femme fatale in the James Bond Thunderball, and I am currently starring in a new film entitled Come Together. In 1962, I was granted an American divorce in California. This decree was valid in every country in the world except Italy. Recently, under the newly liberalized Italian divorce law, I was the first woman to receive a divorce in Italy. Signed, Luciana Paluzzi. And I must say, the one hardly knows what to say about a thing like this. You don't know whether you say congratulations, or I'm sorry, or Happy New Year, or what you say. But in any event, Tom Kennedy, you have to go first.
Number 3, how long were you married?
Very short time, about a year.
Number 2, how long were you married?
2 years.
2 years. Number 1, what was your name before you changed it?
Luciana Paluzzi.
And number 2, in your films, do you speak Italian or you speak English or what?
Both.
Uh-huh. And number 3, how long have you been an actress? Does it say here? When did you first start acting?
I started acting when I was very young.
Number 1, how old were you when you started acting?
Oh, I was about 14 and a half.
Uh-huh. And number 2, there are, up until you, no divorced women in all of Italy?
Not actress. I was
Not
the first,
what?
I was the first actress to get a divorce.
Oh, actress type divorce.
We have a little disparity here. The affidavit says first woman. Now, that's number 2 who said first actress. Now, we don't know whether number 2 is the correct one or not. We'll have to find out later. And we'll go down to Peggy.
I don't know if this is being rude or not, but number 3, to whom were you married?
I was married to an American actor,
What was his name?
Brett Halsey.
Okay, thank you. Number 1, what are the grounds for divorce in Italy?
Oh, there are about 4 or 5 cases in which you can get a divorce. Do you want me to explain them to you?
No, they're probably the same as here. But number 2, aren't they going to have another vote because a lot of people are against the divorce laws, or do you think they're there to stay?
I think they are there to stay.
Thank you. Number 1, who's Dino Risi?
Who, did you ask it to me?
Yes.
Oh, he's an Italian director.
Thank you.
And that takes us, please, to Bill Cullen.
Gee, I don't know, the significance of this entire thing escapes me, or maybe I'm being particularly dense, but if you were divorced in America and everyone except Italy recognized it, number 2, I will address this to you, what did it matter to you that whether or not Italy recognized your divorce?
Yes, it did, because I am an Italian and I want to be able to remarry again. So
Where-
I have to get a divorce.
Number 2, I'll stay with you then. Where were you married here in the United States? Were you married in a civil ceremony or a religious ceremony?
Civil ceremony.
Number 1, if you were married in a civil ceremony, then in Italy they do not recognize that as number 1. Were you married in a civil ceremony too?
Yes, I was.
Do they recognize a civil ceremony in Italy?
Yes, they transcribed the marriage from the Italian consulate. They send it down to the Rome, where they keep all the papers and everything, and they transcribe the marriage there.
Well,
And from Bill, we go to Kitty.
Well, I'd like to clear up something. Number 2 said she was the first actress, but number 1, were you the first woman to be divorced in Italy or the first actress?
The first woman.
The first woman, aha. Now, number 3, what were the grounds for divorce that you got your divorce on in Italy?
Because the new law has just been voted last spring, so that's
Well,
why
what
it
were the
came
grounds,
through.
number 2?
What was
Because
the cause?
it was more than 5 years that I was separated from my husband.
Oh, I see. Number 1, did you have children?
Yes.
And what are they considered in Italy up to the time you got a divorce?
What do you mean? What do they consider?
Children.
Well,
To rephrase that.
Yeah. Would you mind explaining that?
your situation was ambiguous, to say the least.
What you meant was, are they considered Americans or Italians?
Thank you.
See, I'm glad I came to this show. I learned so much when I got. On the basis of such misinformation as we have learned, we must now mark our ballots and decide whether we think it's number 1, or number 2, or number 3. We pay $50 down for each wrong vote. We pay $500 if the whole ball game goes out the window, and Tom Kennedy starts.
Well, number 2 said I was the first actress rather than first woman to be divorced. Number 3 was too vague, even on numbers of years that she was married and when she started. She's just very young as an actress. Number 1 was much more to the point and affirmative, and was also surprised when I even asked her why she changed the name. So I think that's number 1.
All righty, we've got a 1 show, and we're going to go down to Peggy.
Well, I voted for number 1 because she knew who Dino Risi was, and he is a famous Italian director, but he hasn't directed here, and you'd have to be Italian to know him.
How come you know him with a name like Peggy
Because
Cass?
what do you think?
Peggy Casciella?
That's right.
It's nice to have you here. Let's go to Bill Cullen.
Well, I know who I voted for, but this number I got here looks like a 7. I voted for number Z. Actually, I started to make it 3 because she had a sort of sad look in her eye, and then as I got halfway through, it wasn't sad enough, so I turned it into a 1. I tried to save the situation. But
Well, all right.
that is a 1. That is a true 1.
We've got a whole thing shaping up here. Kitty, what are you going to do? Go
Well,
against
they're
the
all
tide?
very pretty, and they could all be actresses, and they could all be famous actresses, but I am convinced that it's number 1.
But 3 has got on that great
Hey,
suit.
so early in the week, we're way out on a limb. We may be right, we may be wrong. The votes are all in. Will the real Luciana Paluzzi please stand up? Let's find out about your friends over here. Sorry about that, friends. Number 2, what is your real name? What do you do?
My real name is Clara Menaldino, and I am happily married.
When you said you were just the first actress, I thought our producers had lost our mind, but then that wouldn't be all that unusual, you know. So, number 3, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My real name is Kula Papageorgiou, and I work for Boutique Valentino on Madison Avenue, and I'm Greek.
Miss Paluzzi, time has run out on us. We can't change the laws of time. We just can only say goodbye, and thank you very much also for Imposters for being with us on To Tell the Truth. Good luck. Tom Kennedy, who is our guest all this week, so far is batting 1,000%.
Oh, bravo.
But then, Tom, it's only Monday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Friends, tune in tomorrow and watch Tom Kennedy get loused up.
Watch him return to normal.
We'll see you then. Don't forget to come back.
Transportation and other consideration provided by Pan American World Airways, featuring theater in the air, international flag food service, tours on tape, and weather insurance. All new from the world's most experienced airline. Our central characters today will receive a selection of St. Mary's luxuriously smooth percale sheet and pillowcases in a delightful variety of colors and sizes. St. Mary's instant high fashion for your back. Prizes or product mentions were furnished and or paid for by the manufacturers or supplier of the products or services identified on this program. This is Johnny Olson speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.